Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the top 10 best Christmas horror movies. Let's get into it. Before I start this list, I have my hot chocolate right here ready, Christmas robe ready, and we are going to be talking about spooky stuff, Christmas edition. This mug right here, it's super cool. I think it's one of the most beautiful mugs I have ever seen in my whole life. If you guys don't know what this is Rosemary's Baby. And it is so beautiful that I'm going to list the artist. I'm going to put her Instagram somewhere over here so you guys can check it out. She has really, really cute things. And if you guys don't already know me, my favorite movie in the whole world is Rosemary's Baby. So I think this is the coolest thing. So kicking off this list at number 1 is, to nobody's surprise, it is Black Christmas from 1974. This one is about a group of girls in a sorority house who get terrorized by this crazy man. He begins making very frightening phone calls and then he ends up murdering a lot of them and shit gets really crazy. This is a classic. I will only ever be talking about Black Christmas from 1974. You will not catch me talking about any of the atrocious remakes.
Not in my house.
Number 2 is going to be another really Christmassy fun one, and that is Better Watch Out from 2016. This is a very Christmassy and very crazy movie. This one follows a babysitter who has to protect the child she's babysitting as the house gets broken into. This one is intense, and I will say you have to see this movie because woo, girl, that fucking twist. Your girl did not see that twist coming. Number 3, we have another classic gem, and that is Krampus from 2015. This one follows a boy who has like a really bad Christmas, and then all of a sudden he accidentally summons a very festive demon, also by the name of Krampus, into his home. And this gets really, really crazy. This is definitely a horror comedy, and I think that when this film came out, I think a lot of people really didn't understand that it was a horror comedy, because I heard a lot of people saying they didn't like it and that it was stupid and cheesy. Meanwhile, I was at the theater and I was having such a great time. This is a movie I watch every year on Christmas. I don't know. Also, Toni Collette in this film. Number 4 on my list is going to be Silent Night, Deadly Night. This film is from 1984. I am sure so many of you guys have seen this movie. This is a movie I was kind of late to the game with. I know it's pretty popular within the horror community. I just saw it a couple days ago and was like, this has to go on my list. This one follows Billy, who witnesses his parents get murdered by a man dressed as Santa Claus. And so now Billy at 18 goes on this murdering rampage. This one is a really fun Christmas slasher movie, lots of 80s music, lots of really ridiculous shots. It is so fun. Sticking with ridiculous, very Christmassy horror-ish comedies, I am going to be Disassociation. This leads me into number 5, and that is Jack Frost from 1997. This one is about a serial killer who dies and then he comes back to life as a crazy killer snowman. You come to Sweet and Spooky to find out all the ridiculous movies you need to see, and this is one of them. The snowman literally looks so ridiculous. It looks like they just made this costume 5 minutes before they started shooting. It is ridiculous. All I have to say is I came and I stayed for Shannon Elizabeth. This was actually Shannon Elizabeth's acting debut. This is really fun. It's really cool. It is definitely a B horror movie, so if you don't like those, you will not like this one. So before I continue on my list, I do just want to say I specifically started with 5 that are full-on Christmas movies. They have some form of Santa or some ridiculous Christmas thing. And so my other 5 are going to be movies that take place around Christmas. So these will not have any killer Santa Claus in them. So with that being said, we are at number 6, and number 6 is going to be Frozen from 2010. And no, I do not mean Frozen like Anna and Elsa, the Disney movie. This film is one that definitely surprised me. This film follows 3 skiers that are stranded on a chairlift that are forced to make life or death choices, because if not, they are about to freeze to death. This one is really cool. It has genuine scares. I don't like a lot of horror films from the 2010s. Or around 2009, 2010, but I think this one is a solid choice. And I don't want anybody here to tell me that I need to add P2 to this list, because the movie was trash, and it remains trash.
That shit trash!
Speaking of freezing to death, this leads me right into number 7, and that is this classic gem, The Shining from 1980. Though not technically about Christmas, this film is set in the winter, and it's very snowy, it's very beautiful, it's scary. This one, do I even need to explain anything? I mean, like, I will, but, like, if you haven't seen this, like, are you okay?
No.
This film follows a family who heads to an isolated hotel where a very sinister presence starts to influence the father, and this sinister presence makes him quite violent, all while his psychic son sees very horrific things from both his past and his future. It's weird, it's crazy. You guys know this film. It is a long one. It is definitely a movie to watch if you are stuck at home and it's like a snow day, and like vibe for like almost 3 hours. Speaking of The Shining, this leads me right into number 8, and that is Misery from 1990. This one is forever a fave. We all know the iconic performance from Kathy Bates. This one follows a writer, Paul Sheldon, who crashes his car in a very chaotic snowstorm. And Annie Wilkes, his #1 fan, just so happens to be the person who saves him in this car crash. Misery is definitely a obsession, stalker type of horror movie, so if you like that, then you'll definitely enjoy it. We are now at number 9, and that is The Lodge from 2019. This is a film that surprised me quite a bit, and I will say I only watched this movie because, number 1, this had the little boy from It, and it also has the same director who directed Goodnight Mommy, which is one of my favorite foreign films to this day. The Lodge is about a soon-to-be stepmom who is snowed in with her fiance's 2 kids at their remote holiday cabin. As soon as the fiance leaves for a few days, things start to get really, really strange, and when you actually find out what is going on, if you are not confused, shocked, and also like feel disgusted, I'm not really sure. This one is definitely more on the psychological thriller side, but it is a really, really good one. Okay, you guys, we are finally at number 10, and that is a really cheesy one that I really enjoyed, and I know I might get shit for it, but it is ATM from 2012. After a Christmas Eve work party, 3 coworkers visit an ATM, and they basically end up in a desperate fight for their life as they become trapped in this ATM by a very strange, unknown man. It is completely cheesy. I will not lie to you guys. It is definitely very 2012, but I don't know, I'm a sucker for this one. Okay, you guys, so that is it for my top 10 best Christmas horror movies. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the little notification bell so that you know when I upload, and you'll see more videos like this and other fun things like commentary that'll be coming up and rankings. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.